Greetings, survivors on Olympus. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus. Episode 2, bare minimum, 4 walls and a roof. So there we go. We've got a 4x4. This is where I'm going to live. So let's go ahead and start making walls. And I think I am going to get the bone sickle too. I'm getting the bone sickle because I want fiber. The sickles allow you to harvest wild plants, fibers, and stuff like that at much higher efficiencies. If you mouse over it, you can see that this gives 100% bonus yield. So it's kind of a big deal if you're trying to get, like, if I go up to like a coffee bush or like a berry bush or whatever, I would get just a lot more of that thing back with a sickle. And because I didn't want to pick plants forever, getting a sickle allows me to get the fiber I need for building very, very quickly. Okay, I think it makes sense to have a door here, and eventually I'll have a ramp that goes down to the water. But I'm going to have a double door. Big wide door. And then the other double door I'll put over here. Let's do windows, but double wide windows that look out on the lake. And then the rest will just be walls. Keep in mind that really early on, I'm going to want to upgrade my wood shack to a stone one, because the wood ones break down quickly. And that actually brings me to another good point, which is I should also get a wood hammer. So I know I've just spent all my points, but that's fine. Because a wood hammer allows you to repair structures, because you can't refund structures if you don't have a hammer. It's one of the requirements. There's first floor. And for now, I'm going to destroy these walls and build a floorboard for the second, rather than a roof, because I intend to have a too high home. But at least in the short term, I don't intend to, oops, didn't mean to drop that. I don't intend to build a second floor because I'm not going to need it. So I don't want it until I need it. Come on, door, snap. Alright, so there's one of the doors. And I just need a little bit more wood to finish this project. And I should probably move this oxidizer. Well, I don't have a building yet, but when I do, move it into the building so the next storm doesn't wipe it out. So luckily for me, and this was mostly by planning, I live next to a giant conifer forest, so it's really easy to source the wood that I need for the rest of the buildings. And I am about to hit level 5, which is great. Sengoku Dynasty Challenge, hack the tree until before it hits the ground. Yeah, maybe with a better axe later on. There is a talent point that allows you to have a chance to instantly harvest a tree on one swing. But I don't intend to get that one. Alright, blueprint points, talent points. And that is going to allow me to get some new stuff. Because it's locked until you hit level 5. So let's see here. Bone arrows. That's a must. Bone knife. And I think I'll get dirt ramp. It's not a must, but it's just would be nice to have. Now, in terms of talent points, I need to spend some more in the hunting tree in order to unlock sense medium animals. So I'm going to get bone collector. Increase bone yield from when skinning. The reason for this is you need like a lot of bones. I would not be joking. You're going to need thousands of bones to tech up reasonably. So getting bones early is useful. Just take my word for it. The TLDR is bones get made into mostly epoxy, or a crushed bone into epoxy. And you need just like bajillions of epoxy for different reasons later on. So having lots of bones now is it's going to be really nice in the long run. Alright, so you can kind of see the lay of the land here. And let's go ahead and move the campfire inside. And I'm going to put it... I'll put it here. Even though there's some oxide in this, I'm going to pick it up and put it inside. Because I get the oxide back when I deconstruct it. And I'll put this in this corner. Keep it in mind, of course, like, it can always move again. And let's start sheltering it. So if you look at it, see how it still has the shelter X is gone. This is now technically sheltered from storms. I don't have a full roof yet, but like I will in time. All right, so I need what, 6 more ceiling tiles and then I'm done. And yeah, I can harvest stone within my home. Efficiency. Now, there are ways later on to, like, regrow trees, but given that I'm in a conifer forest, I highly doubt I'll ever need to do that, because there's trees for days around here. It's not really a finite resource. Alright, we said 6, I can make 7, perfect. Uh-oh, I said the numbers. I'm sorry, crew. Alright, dirt ramps. Getting the dirt ramps so that I can ramp up. There are wood ramps, but dirt ramps are never going to break, so that's one of the advantages. That's one of the reasons why I'm going dirt over wood or anything else. Foundation blocks, like, never ever break. There we go. Now it's a lot more convenient. I can close it up. Keep in mind that these doors would hold a wolf at bay for like 10 seconds. Maybe, if I'm lucky. They would be able to blast through that door like it's nothing really quickly. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so now that we have a basic shelter, the next task I want to do is to obtain the resources for a bedroll. So, the way bedrolls work, at least in solo, is if you sleep at night in a shelter, you get what is considered a cozy, like a sleeping bonus. And the quality of your sleeping bonus is dependent upon how cozy your accommodations are. So if you decorate your cabin, sort of like in a Valheim way, if you're familiar with Valheim, if you decorate your cabin, you can be in a situation where you get a big coziness bonus, and then like that bonus then imparts advantages come morning. Ooh, I'm cold. Come on, frickin' where is the thing? So I can also carry corpses. In your hotbar, you have a single G slot, which is here. And your G slot is your heavy slot. So later on, like if you have mining drills or radars or stuff like that, that would take up your G slot. And the player has a finite amount of just one heavy slot, but you can get mounts that can hold multiple heavy items. So like if I got like a woolly mammoth mount, it could hold, 3 heavy items. My character got cold because I got in the water at night. Oh, well, the cold negative went away. Let me go get it again, and I'll show you what it does. So having been in the water, it's minus stamina, stamina regeneration, food consumption's up, water consumption is down. So you need to be mindful of your status effects, because you can, if you don't take care of yourself, you can quickly find yourself in a situation where you are like hypothermic and like dying. I mean, it happens easily in Icarus. The environment is not to be trifled with. When you're like in the Arctic and you get hit by like a massive blizzard, yeah, you're gonna have a bad time. Oh, frickin' in the water again. Alright, so because I don't want to have to butcher it like that, I'm carrying the wolf. So here, as you can see, got the wolf on my back. There is a technology, I wouldn't advise getting it, because I think it's pretty useless, but there is a technology called a skinning bench, which allows you to bring corpses back to a bench to get higher yields. I think it's pretty worthless, so I never, ever bother it. And I think I have, what, 15 of the 20 fur that I need for the bedroll? Yep, 15 of 20. We'll just keep hunting until I get 20. Oh, a Tyrannus. So a Tyrannus is like a angry horse. If I could shoot it. Kind of like a zebra, I guess. They are tough, though. But not as tough as me. Oh, nice. Horse butt. Yum. And there goes my knife, but it's a bone knife, so I can just repair it with bone, which I was harvesting. Perfect. That didn't give me any fur, though. Alright, let's re-up my oxygen. And water. Maybe do some cooking. Wood burns so slowly in the game that I'll often just, like, leave my campfire burning. Because honestly, charcoal is like a pretty important resource as well. So I don't mind just like having the fire continually burn. It's really not a problem. Like a stack of wood can last, I don't know exactly how long, but like multiple real life hours. Can you tame the Tyrannus? Yes. Not an adult one, but you can tame... I don't want to get it too far into game mechanics that I'm not showing at the moment, but there are ways to tame and domesticate certain animals. So, Tyrannus, buffalo, wolves, hyenas... You're the dumbest rabbit ever. They all can be ensnared or tamed, but that comes later on. Okay, I got some oxide so that I could breathe. Cool. And let's try to find something that has some fur on it, because I have not been getting lucky with fur yield. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the other side of the river. But see that red outline? That red outline is a result of my talent point, the sense small animals, which I got as a prerequisite to sense the medium-sized animals, which is what I really would want, because being able to sense medium-sized animals is really nice when you're trying to go for, like, headshots. Also, let's make some more bone arrows. So the bone arrows do, like, twice as much damage as the stone ones, and they have like less than half the chance to break. So bone arrows are like just so much better in every way. And they have like crit damage bonuses and just a bunch of other things. I find myself like throughout the game using bone arrows like forever unless I'm fighting bosses or something. All right, what are you? So generally speaking, the herbivores like pronghorn or rabbits are going to spot you from farther away and panic. Whereas like predators will spot you not as far, which is nice. And there's my first pronghorn. And now I have 19 of the 20 fur I need. So close. Alright, leveled up. So, talent points. I want to get sense medium animals. I think will be a bit of a game changer. So let's spend, I need to spend one more point in the hunting tree. And I'm going to get quick getaway, increase stamina regen after taking damage, and then sense medium animals, which will help my hunting. And then the solo tree, I'm going to get marathon runner, which leads to lightning recovery. So now with the sense medium animals, I should be able to hunt a lot easier. Because I'll get an aiming outline when I get close. And the reason I went for this tree initially is like, I don't want to find myself running into like bears or whatever. I mean, I'm relatively experienced in this game, so like I could probably survive a bear fight, but like I don't want to, because it would suck. So this was to try to keep my death count down. Fine. If all there is small animals, whatever. You are the stuckest bunny. You're like not even worth me skinning, but fine. Whatever. Won't waste you. Oh, I actually got fur from you. Never mind. Awesome. So, Bedroll. And the Bedroll allows you to take advantage of the cozy bonus. So let's go back home. Set that up. And sleep till morning. It is 2 in the morning right now, so I'll wake up at 7. And that will help with the light level. Now, it does not, oddly, advance the 3-day forecast. So if you have like a particularly stormy day on the horizon, sleeping is not a solution. It's worth noting. So in order to get my cozy bonus, we should set the bed near the fire, but not adjacent to it, because when you wake up, sometimes you like take a step to the left or right, and if it's right next to the fire, that means I would burn myself. So if I hold F, I set this as a spawn point, and then if I hit F, I sleep till morning. And as a result of... Whoop, see, I almost stepped in the fire. As a result of sleeping, I'm now well rested for max health regeneration, you know, so on and so forth. And the cozier your home is, the bigger that bonus becomes. And it can be a huge driving factor for, like, taking on something challenging or something like that. Alright, so now that I have the bedroll, I think what I'm going to do is have you decide what I should work on. So, I could improve the base, I could improve my gear, I could work on teching up. So teching up would mostly be just grinding to tier 2, which I get at level 10. So, something of my choice or something of your choice. Leave it up to you. Ooh, I have so many sticks. Why do I have so many sticks? I think what I want to do is head across the river and see about them animals gathering. If I could, you know, whatever. Bunnies aren't going to help me. We've got a deer. And a Tyrannus. Let's go for the Tyrannus. If you're going to vote for my choice, the best thing I could probably do is to level up. I was hoping for more stuff to shoot around here, but I think I scared it all off. What is that anyway? Get back here. All right. Yeah, there wasn't... Oh, yeah, there's another Tyrannus. Perfect. So see how the Tyrannus has like a baby? The baby is what you would tame, not the adult. And I can go into those game mechanics later on. For educational reasons, I'm going to drink some tainted water, just from the open water source here. So hold the drink. So if you drink dirt... am I stuck? What is going... Okay, there we go. I got sick. I can't move at the moment. Unstuck. So if you drink tainted water, what ended up happening was tainted water has a 15% chance to cause dysentery and poisoned. I got poisoned for a different reason. One of the fish in the water bit me, a poisonous one. I didn't get dysentery yet. But it's just worth noting that, like, tainted water carries risk. Alright, you guys voted for my choice. So, I am going to level up to level 10. Now, there are certain foods available to me that would make the level up process easier. And because they have XP bonuses. So, the cooked stringy meat here is a 5% XP gain. And what I want to do is to focus on trying to get food that's going to make the level up process easier. So bacon gives a lot of XP gain. So if I could find hogs, that'd be great. I'd love to bring home the bacon. And immediately around where I live, it's just all like bunnies. So there ain't much of a reason to do that. Interestingly, the poison dot effect that I have on me keeps triggering my, like, when I take damage, I get stamina boosts. So, I am just constantly getting stamina boosted, which is kind of nice. The large deer, like this guy, is very hard to take down because they're pretty beefy targets in terms of health. The other thing I could do is to head into caves. Caves are going to be somewhat of a guaranteed, like, combat. Granted, there isn't much to fight in them most of the time, but, like, could be worth it. Oh, there we go. There's some prime meat. Some gamey. Something else I could do is, like, bag a bunny and, like, leave it on my doorstep back home to try to attract predators to it, purposefully. Speaking of predators. What is that? It's just a deer. Alright, let's go south. If you're looking for places to mine, most of them are along the mountainsides. Some of them are like underwater lakes or underwater tunnels to caves in the lakes, I mean. But most of them are most of the things to mine are like along the mountains. Ah, shoot. Is that a bear? No. Additionally, if you just eat meat, it will heal you. Like, string meat heals me 30 health when consumed. Oh, and I did get dysentery. There we go. So, less nutrition for food, and my food duration effects, the bonuses I get from food are shorter. So, thank you, dysentery. And that's why you don't drink dirty water. Almost level 7. Oh, baby deer. Hi, Bambi. I done killed your mama. Baby animals have, like, no self-preservation instinct at all. Whereas the adults do. So, this thing here, surprise to no one, is a cave. And the caves in Icarus are a bit weird, where they are full of cave worms, which spit poison at you. There are caves essentially of like 3 different sizes. Like, they're considered tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 caves. Thank you for the poison. This is, I believe, tier 2 cave. Given its size. Tier 1 caves are, like, really small. So, yeah, I'm going to think this is a tier 2. I'm not bothering to collect their worm scale or poison sacks because it's a crafting material that I have absolutely no use for. But in these caves is generally where you're going to find copper, iron. I don't have a pick that can mine platinum. This, gold, titanium, aluminum, coal. This, sometimes exotics, which is essentially what you're after down here on Icarus. I'm not planning on getting into mining going right now, because I don't need heavy ores in my inventory when I have no storage back home. But I just wanted to show you that, like, caves exist. And this one's nice, because it has, like, titanium and platinum, which are rarer. It also has some gold and copper and iron. And you're going to need so much gold, copper, and iron to tech up. Also, when you're in a cave, you're underground, so you have reduced health regeneration, water consumption, and max stamina. And then you have a chance to get cave sickness, which is like pneumonia. So you should keep that in mind when exploring caves, that it can make you ill. Oh, I also got a talent point, did I not? Alright, so we do have the sense medium animals. From here, I think what I'm going to do is start leveling up my combat. So, I really like the arrow. So, I like bows. In Icarus, there are firearms, but you don't really have access to firearms early on. So, I like to just invest in bows and stay with bows the whole time, so I don't have to respec at any point. And the talent points I really like in the tree here, I like the crafted arrows do more damage. That one's really nice. Increased damage from crafted arrows or bolts. So I'm going to work my way down the archery tree all the way down as possible. The other thing I really like when leveling up is movement speed. So I'm going to get bow agility too. So I move faster while holding bows because I like moving fast. Pretty straightforward. How many arrows do I? 8 arrows? Yeah, I definitely need some more. What moseyed up on me? Another deer? Well, there goes some of the arrows I just crafted, but whatever. And now with the health bars, I can very quickly find things to hunt. Which is... And hunting is one of the fastest ways to level up in the game, so it's, you know... It's a very conscious choice for level up progression. So enemies have weak points and strong points. Most heads are weak points. In this case, when I shot its antlers, which is why you saw that blue icon. That blue icon means it was a strong point. Oh, get back here. You can't run from me. I've got, like, X-ray. So don't bother shooting deer in the antlers. Is not going to do very much. I guess Tyrannus is next target. So I'm level 7, pushing to 10. I've been saving up my tech tree points. Because there's really nothing... there's not a whole lot left in the tier 1 tech tree that I care for. Bandages, basic bandages and suture kits I'll probably need at some point. So maybe I'll get both now. Because when you get attacked by wild animals, you have a chance for a light wound or a heavy wound. And light wounds are cured by bandages, and then sutures do heavy wounds. Deep wounds. So that's going to be useful, like, throughout. Cooling bandages and heat bandages are for... Oh, and also I'm going to get splits. In case I fall. Fall damage is, like, a big thing here. Like, I think I've died more from falling in this game than I have, like, being killed by other sources. That's how bad fall damage can be. Because you can just, like, find yourself kind of sliding down a mountainside without the ability to get traction underneath your feet, and you're just like, okay, I guess I'm dead. So I'm making some bandages and suture kits just to keep on my inventory. I know I don't have a lot of space in my inventory, but, you know, if I find myself in combat, it's pretty handy to have. Darn it. Alright. Definitely need some oxygen here. That's why I came home. To huff the oxide. Yes. Oxide huffing. Like a pro. And we'll get some of that gamey meat cooked up so I can have more XP bonuses. So I've got... Yes, I've got my suture and bandages. Let's see, is there anything else in this tech tree? I have 5 points left. I think thatch building set I'm going to get, and then seed extractor. I got the thatch building set because frequently when you're, like, wandering around, you might want, like, a quick ramp. So I'm actually going to make 3 thatch roof/ramps, because they're really handy to, like, reach, to scale up, like, a small cliffside, or to get to a mining point or something like that. So I typically will have a few thatch ramps on me at all times for that reason. And then the other thing, the seed extractor is a way to take wild seeds and wild fruits or veggies and turn them into farmable seeds. And there's the gamey meat, which gives me another 5% XP gain. Oh, a weather event. A wind event is coming. Oh, the other thing I need to do is to build some wood beams. And the reason for this is lightning is attracted to the highest thing around. And if I don't want lightning to burn my little wooden shed down, having a bunch of, like, wooden pillars around it is a pretty good stopgap measure until I upgrade my buildings to stone. Yes, build primitive lightning rods. You can't stop the lightning, but you can encourage it to strike safer. There are lightning rods in the game, but, like, the wooden lightning rods work just fine, I've found. And then getting your buildings to not be made of stone as soon as possible is, like, also super useful. Or, made of wood, sorry. build into stone or something higher. Something higher meaning concrete. Concrete is essentially stormproof, whereas stone will still take damage, but not fast enough for it to really matter all that much. And the weather bar on the top right, you can see the red part. The red part is when the wind is going to be the most violent. So you can kind of plan your time accordingly. There we go. So I got some primitive lightning rods around my base. That should keep me hopefully safe from fires. Now, if I wanted to actively fight fires, there are like fire whackers where you run around and you put the fire out. But like, I'd rather just not have fires to begin with. If I have to unlock a fire whacker, so be it. I'm planning on not needing that, hopefully. But only time will tell. So I did want to make the seed extractor, which is here. So I need stone and charcoal. And, well, outside it's like a windstorm, so... Oh, another thing about the windstorm is it's gonna blow trees down around me. Oh, that's a poison fish right there. Screw you, dude. So, the windstorm itself is probably not gonna kill you, but the trees falling on your head, yeah, that's a different matter. That can kill pretty quick. Oh, this is silica ore. Interesting. And level up again. Alright, so let's get... bow agility 2 points, and then in the solo tree I'm gonna get lightning recovery for base stamina regain, working my way towards the minor rewards. So I need 2 more stone. All right. Unfortunately, there is nothing faster than the seed extractor in the game, and the seed extractor is slow. But, like, whatever. And I'll just plop that, I don't know, right next to the fire. And the way this works is you stick plants in it, and it grinds up those plants into seeds. So 6 coffee beans can become 2 coffee seeds, and seeds don't spoil, whereas most plants spoil, coffee beans don't spoil, but like berries spoil, watermelon spoil, pumpkin spoil, most things spoil. But the seed variety does not. And if we look outside, yeah, you can see a bunch of trees being felled by this windstorm. Oh, like that tree almost fell on that wolf. Am I aiming too high? Too low? There we go. 5th time's a charm, as they say. Stupid wolf. Come on, game me meat. Nope. There are talent points to have a better chance to get better meats when you hunt. So now that we have a seed extractor, I'm just going to continue leveling up once the storm's gone. And I'll let my storm exposure go down. I don't need to get murdered by it. I wonder if this storm... I haven't actually built a hammer yet. Yeah, let's get a little wooden hammer. A wooden hammer made of stone. You know, like it does. I'm curious if my buildings actually took damage. I think that was only a tier 2 storm, so the tier 2 storm wouldn't do damage to my, my wood structures, no. Wood structures were unharmed by that storm. Storm would need to be bigger than that. It would need to bring its A game. But as you can see, it knocked a considerable amount of trees down around me. So if I wanted, like, wheat seeds, This is wheat, wild wheat, and we can grab some of this stuff and turn into seeds if I want to start farming. And the bone scythe is obviously the best tool for it. So one swing of the bone scythe gives me like 16. If I go to pick by hand, I got 3. And higher level scythes are even better. So iron, steel, platinum, titanium. Oh, my inventory's full. If you hit add to stacks will move everything of that type into the storage. So it's like an auto store function, which is great. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. But please keep in mind that this series was streamed as a marathon, so feedback cannot be incorporated. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits, and all the live viewers that turned out for the marathon. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow prospectors.